Africa's wealth didn't vanish, it was systematically moved elsewhere, and the math explains why it never came back. Between the 1880s and the mid-20th century, European powers carved up an entire continent. But this wasn't random conquest. It was infrastructure, railroads, ports, mines, all designed for one purpose, moving resources out. Nobody in this story was stupid. Colonial administrators saw the incentive clearly: extract maximum value, reinvest minimum. The math worked. So here's the first mechanism: resource drain. Congo alone held copper, diamonds, cobalt. Gold flowed from South Africa, cocoa from the Gold Coast. But here's what didn't happen: processing plants, refineries, or factories. Raw materials left Africa. Finished goods came back. The profit margin stayed in London, Paris, Brussels. Africa exported value, it imported dependence. The second mechanism was labor extraction dressed up as employment. Africans didn't own the mines, they worked them, for wages set by employers who also set the rules. Forced labor, contract labor, coercive taxation that required cash payment, it all funneled people into colonial enterprises at suppressed rates. Wealth generated by African labor flowed upward, not sideways to communities. Third, infrastructure was a one-way street. Railroads connected mines to ports, not villages to each other. Roads served extraction, not local trade. Schools trained administrators and clerks, not entrepreneurs or engineers. When independence arrived in the 1950s and 60s, newly sovereign nations inherited infrastructure designed to bleed them, not build them. Here's where it gets structural. Colonial economies had no domestic manufacturing, no capital accumulation, no financial institutions lending to local enterprise. When colonizers left, they didn't leave behind an economy, they left a wound. Nations that should have been wealthy on paper were broke in practice. The resource was gone, the infrastructure was misaligned, the skills were absent. The final piece, debt. Post-colonial governments borrowed heavily to rebuild. They paid interest to the same institutions that had profited from extraction. Money that could have funded schools or hospitals went to debt service. The colonial relationship didn't end, it shape-shifted into economic dependence. Different mechanism, same direction of flow. So does Africa's underdevelopment stem from colonialism? The evidence is visible in the infrastructure maps, the resource flows, the debt burdens. Colonialism didn't just extract wealth, it engineered a system that made wealth extraction the economy's only function. That's not accident, that's design, and the design outlasted the flag. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research. Subscribe for more geoeconomic deep dives that untangle how yesterday's power structures shape today's global wealth gaps. This video is for educational and informational purposes only and is not financial advice. Always do your own research.